This is a little tour of our grow tent. It's about 8 by 8 and it takes up quite a lot of space in our tiny basement, but it's wonderful.
I am going to get this mela set up with a block of, both of these are oyster mushrooms. So I cut this garbage bag. This is going to help the light, keep the light from leaking through, because we don't want the mushrooms to be fruiting all around the block like you can see they want to. We want to control where the mushrooms will fruit. We'll start here with the top.
And these are the oysters that you made from scratch.
Yes. For the lion's mane, I'm mixing up hardwood fuel pellets and bran, and then I'm adding boiling water to sterilize. After that, they get packed into a cooler and they sit there for 8 hours. This keeps all the heat in so that it can make sure that it's extra sterilized. The last step is adding 1.5 cups of millet grain spawn and waiting. I'm gonna cut slits into these and we'll start misting it, but also this will control the humidity in here. And we'll have mushrooms very soon.
Are you going to try to fruit any of these on the shelf?
These are all going to be ready at different times,
Okay.
So we'll fruit these as we're ready. Up here, these are more oyster blocks. Down here we have lion's mane. They take a little bit longer, so I'm hoping by the time we get through all the oyster, we'll be able to fruit some lion's mane. But then also back here, you'll see these are shiitake. And we purchased these. We didn't make these. You can see the label on here. So these are shiitake, and when these are ready, they don't necessarily have to go in here, I guess. We can just fruit them on the shelf. Those will be ready soon too.
When will they be ready?
Soon. We made these blocks using a Field and Forest DIY kit. It's a kit that allows you to make, I think, 8 blocks. So we got one with oysters and one with the lion's mane from them, and this is our first attempt at it. Again, we're just doing this to control where the light comes in and where these want to fruit. Extra rubber bands for good measure. I might just let it fruit from the top, because as you can see, it really wants to in there. Oh, cauliflower looking growth.
That's amazing.
A bunch of little pins. Alright, today we're harvesting some pohu oysters that we grew from DIY blocks that we got from Field and Forest. Aren't they beautiful?
How many more flushes do you think we'll be able to get?
I'm hoping we'll get 2 more flushes from this block. So what we'll do is we'll finish harvesting the mushrooms on here, and then we'll seal this back up, get nice and tight, and then we'll move this plastic and we'll fruit from a different side of the block. Cool. Look at how dense this cluster is. They're not large oyster mushrooms, but the cluster of mushrooms is what makes it so nice. So I'm really excited to maybe turn these into ravioli, or they'd make a really great fried chicken substitute. So the next thing we're going to do is we're putting 2 more blocks up in here, but we're going to clean it out first. As you can see if you look close, this like clean area where the bag was, and then stuff that is settled. So some of that will be spores, but we're just going to give it a good cleaning with alcohol, and then we're going to put 1 bag of chestnuts and 1 bag of blue oysters in there. So we'll see how long those take to fruit for us. So with these 2 bags, I'm going to give them a rest. I'm going to seal them back up, and I'm going to move the black plastic to the side that we fruited, and I'm going to cut a hole in a different part of the bag, and we'll try to get another fruiting from a different spot. Down here we have our lion's mane blocks, so they are still working. It's cooler in the basement than is ideal for these mushrooms, so they're going to take a little bit longer than normal, but as you can see, they're still working. So once this is all white like this, all through here, then we'll be ready to start fruiting some of these. You can see this one coming along nicely. Up here, these are more of the oysters, the pohu oysters that we just showed you. So these blocks are pretty much ready to fruit. So we'll probably get these going depending on our space in here. Otherwise, we'll probably just fruit a few on these shelves.
Those are chestnuts.
Yes.
Those are blue oysters.
Yep.
And they should be ready soon.
Yeah.